Hey guys, it's Doug. How's it going? Hey, it's one of the days that I wait for every year. It is the announcement for the Lemax Spooky Town lineup for the year, and it's 2019. So let's check out and see what Lemax has to offer for this year. And before I get into it, I just want to give a shout out to Mac at Haunt Former. He's going to have a video here that details pretty much the whole lineup as well. And I'm not going to actually go into all the individual accessories, but I know that he likes to go through all that stuff. He's very thorough with it, so check out his video. I'll link it below. And a shout out to my friend Landon, aka Halloween Channel on YouTube. I will link to his channel below as well. He's doing a great job with various Halloween village piece reviews, especially in the off season now. You know, I'm really not posting very much. He's going at it hard though, so check out his channel. So all right guys, let's get into it proper here. And to start off, we're going to talk about the mainline Lemax Spooky Town items, i.e. the ones that aren't Michael's exclusive. So let's kind of start it off with a bang here. This is Graveyard Party, and as you can see here with the video that's going on behind me here, this is courtesy of Lemax, by the way. I took it from their YouTube channel. There's a lot going on at this piece here. Lots of points of animation, but the theme of it here, you know, it's as the name implies, right? Pretty literal, graveyard party. There's a disco ball hanging from the tree, and just a lot going on here. You know, coffin lid opens, the figures pop out. There's ballroom dancers, you know, that are dancing around there. Just a lot going on. This one's really cool. It's probably going to be one of the biggest pieces, I would guess, this year. It's hard to get a read of scale through the pictures in the video because they're by themselves, but I'd imagine this is going to be a big boy. Now here we have the Crazy Clown Express. Lemax does various trains, and they've got various trains, I should say, in their offerings. This one I think looks the coolest, actually. You know, I don't really go for the clown theme very often, but this one looks really good. And again, here the video is courtesy of Lemax. So you've got the crazy looking engine with the clown head on it. Then you've got the basically a car filled with explosives. You have a clown shoe, and then the back has one of those like funhouse rotating things. It looks great, very creepy. If you like clowns, looks really cool. It actually has a big, you know, Batman Joker vibe, of course, with the clowns. And this is like something, a trap, you know, like a trained Batman would have to get on and basically make stop before it blew up Gotham or something. But really cool theme. Now, the one thing here, I know these trains, you can't turn off the sound on them. On some of them, I don't know what this one's going to be like or not, but I don't own any of the trains. This one I am going to try and get this year because I really do like it. So you might be seeing a review of this on my channel, even though I've never really talked about the trains before. So right now, a piece that has no animation or lights or anything. It's Cassandra's Cakery. This is just a nice little Halloween bake shop, right? It's sort of reminiscent of the Wanda's Wicked Cupcakes from a few years back. Again, nothing really special here, but it's a nice just little bakery. So moving on down the line here, we're going to talk about more of these standard lit buildings. This is Raven's Roost Brewery and Cafe. Again, no crazy lighting here. It's just an internal bulb, I believe. It's a cool looking dilapidated old, basically like a witch style cafe, like a coffee shop. This would look good in your witch village pieces or, you know, in your witch village setup. And this year there's not a lot of witch offerings from Lemax, so if you're wanting witch stuff, this is really what you got to go for. This is Best Bud's dog supply store. I know some of you pet owners out there are really going to like this one. You know, a lot of the town theme, that's really not my kind of style, but a lot of times the Spooky Town stuff is like an actual haunted or, you know, macabre style building. This actually looks like a real building that's decorated for Halloween. So if you've got a trick-or-treat village and you want to add something that's a little more realistic, you know, versus something that, you know, looks like it's run by ghouls, this would be a good option. And again, if you like dogs, this might be the building for you. Now, something that is my style, this is Spooky Winter, and I'm for sure going to be talking about this on my channel. Again, it's standard lit, nothing necessarily special, but it's a trick-or-treat house, and I absolutely adore the trick-or-treat houses. That is my, you know, probably my favorite theme in Spooky Town. That or the farm, and we'll get more into the farm stuff here in a minute. This one is that of a, you know, the theme of this, I should say, is a house that has just won a contest, right, for, you know, like a lot of neighborhoods now. I know that mine does this, the best haunted house or the best, you know, decorated house. You get an award, and that's what this one is done here. Nothing crazy over the top, but it looks like a realistic, you know, take on what you'd find in a neighborhood. Again, I love the trick-or-treat houses. You will for sure see this in my display, and you'll see this on my channel this year. I'll be doing a review of it. This is the Gully Grocer. Now, you remember a second ago when we were talking about the dog place, I talked about the town, you know, pieces, how some of them are more macabre, actually, and this would be one of the actual, like, legit macabre buildings. A lot of little details on here. It looks like all kinds of gross things. You know, instead of produce, you have, it looks like, you know, well, eye of newt, toe of frog, a bunch of that stuff. There's a silhouette of a guy being hung. It's interesting. There's a, you know, it looks like a man-eating plant on the side. This would go with some of the other stuff that's come out. There's an accessory that's come out that related to that, and one of the Michaels exclusive buildings that I'll talk about here in a minute, you know, with the man-eating plants. But that is the Gully Grocer. Now, one of the accessories I do want to talk about, this is Pumpkin Truck. I adore this. If you've watched this channel for any amount of time, really, you know, I love pumpkin patches. That's one of my big themes. And actually, that is going to be my theme again this year. I'm going to be, you know, updating my farm pumpkin patch and make that my scene with a few of these new buildings that are out this year. But this pumpkin truck is absolutely going to find it there. Of course, this is cartoonish, but this is the, you know, you would find a decoration like this at a real pumpkin patch. You know how a lot of them, they take old trucks or tractors and they decorate them up. A lot of times they're not running. Heck, sometimes they don't even have wheels or tires. And, you know, they make them into, you know, kind of props and decor. That's what this looks like. It looks like a local farm would have done this. And, you know, kids would love something like this. Heck, I would love something like this to see it in real life. This is the Haunted Knoll. Now, this actually would go very well with the house that was released last year, Hollowgraves Manor, which was actually one of my favorite buildings. Now, unfortunately, this one doesn't have any lighting per se. It's just a standard lit, you know, internal house. But I do plan to pick this up this year because I love haunted houses. And I've actually never done the LED replacement where you put the, you know, the glowing or pulsating light in a building. I know that some people online are doing that, and I've wanted to do that this year, so this is probably going to be the house that I do that experiment with. So how that turns out, you guys will see later on this year, I'm sure, because I do plan to pick this up. I'm a sucker for haunted houses. This is the Pick Me Pumpkin Wagon. Okay, huge sucker for pumpkins. You know, that's just what I am, and you'll for sure be seeing this in the display. I actually intend to use this on my farm this year. This looks like a little trailer decoration you would see at a pumpkin patch, or, you know, sometimes pumpkin patches have multiple areas of checkout, or, you know, little displays all around the place where you can pay. That's kind of what this reminds me of, versus like, you know, last year there was like the trailer park building that looked like a pumpkin. This is different than that. This actually looks like, you know, something you would find at a pumpkin patch. Again, it's standard lit, nothing special there, but the theming on it looks top notch, at least for me. You know, I'm just a huge sucker for anything pumpkin or pumpkin patch related. All right, and the last building here that we're going to talk about for the standard line, this is Dr. Pins and Needles. This building looks amazing. Now, there's no real animation on it. The red lights in the skull up there, they pulsate, right? And you have green lights by the spines, you know, off the side here. As far as like theming goes, it looks spectacular. Again, we'll see what it looks like in real world lighting, you know, whether that's super bright or not. I actually don't know if Michaels, you know, a lot of us get our stuff at Michaels. I don't know if they're going to have this building this year. You might have to order it online. You know, I order a lot of the ones I can't get from Michaels at Gift Spice. I found that they're a really good retailer of Lemax stuff. I love the theming here. It looks very heavy metal. So this building to me is very reminiscent of Dr. Stretch and Pull's Torture Factory. It's one of my all-time favorite buildings. And I'm hoping I can get my hands on this building this year. Again, I really don't do this kind of theme, the you know, like the town theme, but I think this one looks spectacular, and this would look good with Dr. Stretch and Pull. I've had problems theming that with other places before. This one would be perfect for it. I think my favorite feature on this actually would be those spines on the side. That looks just incredibly creepy. So that is Dr. Pins and Needles. All right, guys, now it is time to talk about the Michaels exclusives. These following buildings here, there are 5 pieces. They're only going to be available at Michaels this year. And that always comes out normally in like the 3rd week of July. Don't worry, when it gets closer, I'll be talking about that. You know, get a heads up on everybody for their, you know, where and when they can buy these. But let's get into it, shall we? So up first here, this is a haunted library. Now, again, this doesn't have any extravagant lighting. It's just a standard, well, it's a standard lit house, I say, but it does have a green light on top. So it's not just your standard internal bulb type house. But it's a town building, but it looks like a legit haunted library, as it's named. And it has a big front window with the skeleton up here, you know, on the bookshelf cases, and looks nice. And I'm excited to see what this one looks like in person. So this is the Cursed Cuckoo House. And I'm going to play the video here. You can see, again, this is courtesy of the Lemax YouTube page. This is actually the winner of the 2017 You Name It We Created Halloween contest. So someone came up with this idea and Lemax came out with it. And you will for sure see a review of this. I have some, thoughts on this building, but I'm going to save that for the full review, actually, when that comes out here later this summer. So you'll see that on this channel, absolutely. And it looks like it's pretty large. Again, I can't really get a good scale through these videos because they're just displayed by themselves, same with the pictures, but I would guess this is going to be a pretty big building. All right, guys, this is Pumpkin Haul Countdown, and this isn't a building, but it's still a Michael's exclusive, and I'm absolutely going to buy this. You're going to see this in my farm theme this year. I love tractors, okay? I'm a big tractor nut. I always have been. I have a really cool lawn tractor, actually, that I've got, restored. It's kind of a hobby of mine, wrench it on that tractor. It's an older wheel horse, and, my dad was a farmer, and I've always loved tractors, right? And you will absolutely see this in my display. I love how it's a pumpkin, it's basically hauling pumpkins around. It actually looks like an old farm tractor, but it's got a spooky scarecrow also who's driving it. I can't wait to display this one. And I never really used those Halloween countdown pieces. Lemax makes a bunch of them, but finally I've got one that I'm always going to wind up using probably. I love the tractor and the pumpkin wagon. All right, guys, we are almost done. This is the Garden of Eatin nursery. Great pun there. Very much your Little Shop of Horrors type of get up here. And you're probably also going to see that in my display this year as well. I know I'll be doing a review of it, for my channel later on this year, but it's very reminiscent of like the Hemlock's Nursery and some of the other man-eating plant pieces that they've done over the years. But no animation here, and I couldn't show the video. There's a video on Lemax's website, but I didn't see it on YouTube, so I couldn't pull it into this, at time of production of this video. But the light pulsates, right? Right around the plant, so it showcases the plant pulsating on and off. And I dig this theme. I've never had one of the buildings, these man-eating plant buildings. I never could get them before because they're always, they're pretty collectible. So I'll grab this one. I think it'll look good on the farm, right? It's kind of the crazy nursery part of a farm. A lot of times at pumpkin patches you can buy chrysanthemums or other fall flowers. Basically, a lot of them have kind of greenhouses on site. So that's what this is going to the part of my village this is going to fulfill. All right, guys, and last but certainly not least, this is the Pumpkin Tilt-N-Hurl. Now, I love everything pumpkin themed. I know I'm a broken record when I talk about that, but I absolutely adore how this building looks. It's going to be in my farm and pumpkin patch scene this year. I think it's going to look great as sometimes you go to a pumpkin patch and they have little carnival rides set up. It's going to go great with the Erie go-round from last year, and I've got a couple of little carnival rides I'll put with it, but so the theme of this is really, it's a tilt-a-whirl, right? The classic carnival ride. I know many of us have gone on them. I love tilt-a-whirls. It's just pumpkin themed. And I couldn't put the animation in here again. They didn't have it on YouTube at the time of production of this video, but the video is on the actual Lemax website embedded. You should check that out. I can't wait to display this. I can't wait to review this. I don't have a very big collection of the carnival buildings just because they can be really expensive, right? Especially the old ones. I really, really wish I had a Wild Pumpkins. That's one that I want to get at some point, but again, the price on that is normally, really high up there. So this is going to fill in that gap, I think, really, really well. And, this building, as all the carnival pieces seem to do, once they go out of production, the price on them just skyrockets on the resale market. So this one, I know, from talking around to some of my friends that collect and display, this one looks great, and a lot of people are going to want this. This is probably going to be the hottest item at Michael's this summer. That's what I would guess, at least, from I've got a pretty good guess, I think, on it now, having done this for a number of years, and I kind of, from having the YouTube channel and everything, I get to see sort of what people are excited about, and I can tell you almost everybody's excited about the Pumpkin Tilt-N-Hurl, which, by the way, great pun for a name. All right, guys, that is the 2019 buildings. Hey, you're not going to see all of them, but you're going to see a lot of these on my channel this summer as I do the detailed reviews. And I just wanted to thank you guys for the support. I know on this channel I haven't been very active just because we're kind of in the off season, but don't worry. As soon as we get into the quote-unquote season, right, when all the stuff starts coming out, I'll be releasing a bunch of videos, hot and heavy. Can't wait to get at it. And hey, let me know in the comments below, what building are you most excited about? Are you happy with the lineup this year? Are you disappointed in it? Let me know in the comments. So thank you guys very much, as always, for the support, and I will see you soon.